Want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description. So in just a few short hours, we're going to be getting the 25th anniversary Final Fantasy VII live stream drop. Whatever Square Enix decides to do. I believe I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I think it's 5 a.m. here. So I'm going to be in bed. But when I wake up, I'll be privy to all of the information and everything coming out. But I want to talk to you all real quick. They put out a 25th anniversary message on Twitter. It was a press release they put out. It's from Yoshinori Kitase and Tetsuya Nomura. So real quick, I want to talk about it. We're going to read it real quick, and then I'll discuss kind of what I think it means. But it kind of confirms what I talked about in the last video, right? They're kind of confirming what my suspicion was in the last video. We'll get to it here in a second. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video, all that kind of good stuff. Let me pull it up. Here we are. Alright, so Yoshinori Kitase comes out and says, this year marks the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. It also marks the 35th anniversary of Final Fantasy series itself, which means that Final Fantasy VII was born in the 10th year of the 35-year-long history. We can do math. Yeah, appreciate that. Personally, I had always thought of Final Fantasy VII as a recent game, but it has actually now become one of the games from the early series. Even so, we were honored last year when it was voted as the third most popular game ever by gamers in a Japanese TV poll. Kind of quantifying that, right? That we could achieve something like that is very much thanks to all the support we have had from our fans over the long years. Thank you so much. Final Fantasy VII has re-emerged as the latest game in the series once again, with titles like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier, and you can look forward to even more exciting new developments in the future. Okay, so he alludes there that there are more projects coming, right? He alludes there that they are going to do more projects. So now let's go down to what Nomura says. With the 25th year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII this year, 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII this year, the game has now existed for a quarter century. Don't do that. Don't do that, brother. Come on now. I am truly grateful to all the fans who have followed Final Fantasy VII over the 25 years, and thanks for your support. Cloud has never felt far away over that time. Continuing on from the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier has also now opened for service, and next we have Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis waiting in the wings too. With all these exciting new projects, I get a real sense of how more and more people are supporting Final Fantasy VII. Not just the fans from the original game, but also those who never experienced it are being drawn to the unique world of Final Fantasy VII. And there will be even more new Final Fantasy VII projects that started up after the remake coming in the future too. So that's kind of worded a little weird there, but the team sees the 25th anniversary as a waypoint on our journey with Final Fantasy VII, and will continue pressing ahead to even greater things. So please keep supporting us going forward. Okay, so I thought we might be getting some Ever Crisis at this thing, right? We might get a new trailer. We might get more of a feel for kind of how the release schedule is going to go. A couple different things to take in there. But the big thing I want to zero in on right here is where he talks about future projects, right? Going back, he says there will be even more Final Fantasy VII projects that start up after the remake coming in the future. So I don't know if he means after the remake story is being told. I hope not, because we're looking at 10 years for this thing to be finished. And that's not an internet meme exaggeration. That's going by how long it's taking to do this thing. So, and it's a waypoint on the journey of Final Fantasy VII and continue pressing ahead to even greater things. So please keep supporting us going forward. That's marketing speak. You all know on this channel, I'll tell you all what marketing speak is, how these companies are wording things, how to be prepared. I'm not like a wizard. I'm not like a seer, right? I know what marketing speak looks like. That's why when you all come to me and say, oh, you got that right. Oh, you guessed that right. Well, it's marketing speak. If you know the market, if you've been in marketing, if you've done advertising for any kind of company, you know the little like code that is put in stuff here and there. I've written this stuff for 10 years for different companies. This right here, I knew they were getting ready to talk about Ever Crisis, and I knew by the way they were talking and stuff that we were going to be getting new projects, spin-offs and things like that, and that's what they're talking about right here. They're getting you ready. I think we might see some stuff later today, tomorrow, wherever you're at in the world. We might see some stuff, but I'm not 100% certain. So let's break it down real quick. There are endless possibilities for what they could be doing with spin-offs and things that will tie in with remake and that will happen after remake. So my knee-jerk reaction is I don't want anything to happen after remake. I want that to be the end of the story. I want the story to end. But then you also run into another side of thinking on that is that world doesn't end though, so stories will continue in that world. But what's the drama? What's the crisis? Because Jenova and Sephiroth and all that needs to be done at the end of remake. They need to be done with that. Like that villain needs to be conquered. That mountain needs to be climbed. So what then? Do we get into some of the other kind of things that Before Crisis introduces, like some of the other big bads and entities that are out there? Who knows? They could do a number of things with it. I am stoked to see a possible Avalanche game. They could do spin-off and Fallout games based on Shinra's experiments, cleaning up like the deep ground type stuff. If Shinra's done other things besides deep ground, those types of things. There are a number of ways you can go with it. But I am excited to see Ever Crisis. I want to see what's going on with that. I think sky's the limit with Ever Crisis. I think for those that wanted a one-for-one remake of Final Fantasy VII story, you're never going to really fully get that. Because Ever Crisis, I don't think, is going to have your chocobo breeding and all that other stuff. It's going to be taking you through the high points of the story. How the gameplay is going to work, how we're going to go about like attaining materia and weapons and things like that, how the battle system will completely play. It's going to be the ATB system, I think, but we don't know the specifics, the intricacies of how the game's going to play. I hope they shed some light on that. I hope they shed some light on it soon, because I think we're going to be getting a release date for Ever Crisis. I think that game's going to be releasing in the first half of 2022. I really do. I think it's going to be sometime in the first half of this year. I might be wrong about that, so if I've missed a date, you all let me know, but I don't think there's been a release date announced yet, and I think we could be getting one with that. But it should be very interesting to see what happens with this live stream that they're going to be doing. I wish I could stay up for it. I gotta work early in the morning, but I gotta go to bed. I want to drop this video for you all that will be staying up to watch that live stream. I mean, you know, I would say no spoilers, please, but it's going to get spoiled for me. If there are trailers or anything, I assure you, I won't watch them until I can get in front of a computer I can set up and I can record. I won't watch anything trailer-wise. I'm not even going to watch the thing until I can sit down and watch it live. And maybe we'll stream it when I get a chance to sit down tomorrow afternoon to watch it. You all can jump in and watch it with me or something like that. But we'll figure something out. Anyway, the main takeaway of all this, they confirmed it, that there will be other spin-off games, the other projects, maybe not even games, like movies, miniseries. We know they're doing that Netflix thing, right? We don't really know exactly what it's going to be yet, but it's going to take place in the realm of Final Fantasy VII for Netflix. So I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Netflix has a shaky track record with, you know, taking IPs that aren't theirs and trying to do something with it. That's all I'm going to say. That's a video for another time that I want to work on that one. So, but anyway, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other, and enjoy the 25th anniversary live stream. I appreciate y'all checking this video out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please do so. Like the video. Consider becoming a Patreon YouTube member to help me create more stuff like this and cooler things. So, till then, y'all keep rocking. I'll see you all in the next video.